Remember when hands-free meant a landline with a cord? Today you can dim the lights, find a recipe, and phone the grandkids, all without lifting a finger. Hey everybody, I'm going to go over 3 AI voice assistants that can actually help make your life easier. Also, in a minute, I'm going to share with you one of those 3 is the only one that can actually call emergency services while your phone is locked. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're glad to have you. If you've come back to see some more videos, welcome back and wonderful to have you once again. Our promise to you is to provide you with jargon-free, simple reviews, overviews, tips, and scam alerts to protect you, because you know what? Your hard-earned money should be spent on the tech that will actually help your life and make it a lot easier. And we'll take the brunt of it for you to make sure that that happens. The 3 voice assistants that we will go over today will be Gemini, Siri, and Alexa. But before we get into why voice assistants matter, I had promised you earlier that only one of those 3 can actually call emergency services while your phone is locked. And I'm going to show you that right now. So here we have the iPhone, and you know who's on the iPhone. It could actually be multiple because you can use the apps, but the native AI assistant on the iPhone or AI voice will be Siri. So what I'm going to do is show you how I can actually, from a locked phone, contact emergency services with just my voice. Hey Siri, can you call emergency services?
Calling emergency services on speaker.
And call. So we don't want to do that. But as you can see, emergency services can be called or contacted through Siri while your iPhone is locked. So this is good peace of mind for iPhone owners. So hopefully the other 2 will catch up with this one. I have to try them out and see if it works, but as of this time, I don't believe so. So why voice assistants matter? Well, one, it's for convenience. Hands-free convenience, that is. You can actually utilize them while you're cooking, or for some people that may have mobility issues. If you have a mobility issue, it makes it a lot easier just to use your voice without having to grab a device and type in a code or any of that in order to use it. And for our solo living viewers, another benefit of AI voice assistants is the companionship aspect. Right now, currently, statistically, it is a top driver of adoption amongst older adults that are living alone. If you have tasks that need to be completed on a daily basis, such as taking medication, a chore or something, or a task that has to be done at a certain time every day, you can have the voice assistant schedule that for you and remind you, which is a wonderful thing, because whether you're older or even younger, we all forget. Okay, we get busy, life is busy, our days get hectic sometimes. So it's a great thing to actually have the AI voice assistant remind you. Take those pills when needed. Hey, call this person at this certain time because you have a date or something to keep up with, a promise that you made. There are so many aspects to AI voice companions that can help you, especially for solo livers. There are a few positive aspects to having an AI voice assistant if you are living alone, not a solo liver. That wasn't cool. So with all of that, what daily task would you hand over to an AI voice assistant to help your life, to help make things easier, to make your life a lot easier? What task would you hand over? Personally, I like scheduling and also reminders. Reminders are a lifesaver because once again, we get busy. And I don't care if you're currently working, if you're retired, things still happen and you need a reminder every once in a while. So this is something that would be an absolute asset. But that was for me. So what is it for you? What would you do? So let's talk about the big 3. The first one being Amazon's Alexa. It has a new generative AI brain, more conversational, and free for Prime members. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get it for free. Added bonus, huh? The next one we'll go over will be Google's assistant, Gemini. the Google Assistant plus Gemini. So it has smarter answers, natural voices, live back and forth chats, and deeper Android and YouTube integration. Hey, you're on YouTube now. Pretty cool. The last one we'll talk about will be Siri. Siri with Apple Intelligence has richer language understanding and type to Siri, which you can actually type to Siri as well, and a chat GPT fallback. So that's been integrated into it. At this point, it really doesn't matter what platform you're on. It's just being able to understand and use whichever one you choose, whether it be Amazon, whether it be Google's, or whether it be Apple's AI voice assistant. Use it to its full extent for what you need it for, and we'll get into that. Okay, so let's get into privacy and security 101. First, mute buttons and delete history commands. Using household voice match profiles and local processing versus cloud, this is Apple's on-device edge. Again, let's go back to the very beginning, the mute buttons and the delete history. Muting is a great thing because you have the ability to mute whether it be the device listening to you. So if you're having conversations, it's not recording, and we all know all about that because that's been in the news quite often for the last few years. And delete history is another great aspect because you're able to delete the history of what you've asked it. Yes, the model is learning off of what the things that you've asked and all of this. It is model learning, which is fine, but you also don't want to have proprietary information or personal information that you don't want floating out there in cyberspace. Using household voice match profiles is a wonderful thing because not everybody that can walk into your house could be able to access any information or control your AI voice assistant. So this is another good fail-safe security measure. Also, local processing on an Apple device. So by taking an iPhone and having everything locally processed on that for Siri is another advantage rather than also having to go back and forth between a cloud service. And also it's a lot quicker because it's on the device and you have it instantaneously, more so than having to wait. So let's talk about starter kits and setup tips. First, you can actually use a smart speaker. They're under $50, so you can grab one from your local electronic store or order one online. Very, very easy to get. And you can get that and keep that in your home, put it wherever you would prefer it to be, where you feel that you would use it best, whether it be in your living room, family room, your bedroom, wherever that may be. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can use the current smartphone that you have. So if you have an Apple iPhone, you can use Siri, or you can install other apps to use the other two smart AI voices. Now, the other thing too to keep in mind is that when you get this all set up, this is where the fun part comes in. What are the first 3 voice commands that you're going to use? Well, we'll give you some tips on how to get used to it, but let's give you the first 3. How about that? So the first one I would use is just to actually check it out and see what it's like. What's the weather like today? So it's an instant payoff because it's going to give you something that you can really use right now. So if it's going to rain today or if it's hot out there, whatever the case may be, you have something that you can use right this minute. The second one is actually pretty neat because it gives you the ability to see its practicality of uses for things that you do every day. So the next one would be set a timer for 5 minutes. So if you're in the kitchen cooking, or if you're trying to put something together, like glue it together and it takes 5 minutes to dry, whatever that may be, you have the ability to see how an AI voice assistant can be an absolute asset in getting certain tasks done. The last one, which I love, this is one of my favorites, and I hope you will see it as well. Remind me at 7 p.m. to take my medication. That is one that works for everything and everyone, whether it's a student in school, remind me to log on at a certain time for a class that's going to be online, or again, somebody that needs to take medication and has to do it at a certain time. This is where I see AI voice assistants shine. So if you yourself need a voice assistant to remind you to do something at a certain time, or you might even have parents or loved ones that need that assistance because they may live alone or they may have a hard time remembering things. This would be wonderful to have, and in some cases, a blessing to them. In a minute, I'm going to share with you the hidden settings that stops your voice assistant from saving recordings. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know how to use these. But before we get there, I want to go over some common pitfalls and quick fixes for your AI voice assistant. The first one is Wi-Fi hiccups. So if you have a Wi-Fi issue occurring in your home and the AI assistant is not working correctly, one thing I would do is restart the router. So find your internet router and restart that. Now, the other hiccup or issue that can be happening as well is mishearing of names. So if you do have your AI assistant trained on names, the people in your home that train their voice to the AI, train pronunciation settings. So you can find that in the settings of your particular AI assistant and train those pronunciation settings. And we will probably put a video out about that soon, so stay tuned for that. Now, the other thing, if you have privacy anxiety, review permissions monthly on your settings, because sometimes they change with updates, and maybe that's happened to you before with anything else. Whether it's your smartphone or any other device, when you've completed an update, sometimes settings have been changed without you knowing. So I would personally monthly take a look at the settings on your privacy settings on your AI assistant and make sure that it is the way you would like it to be. And as promised, I told you I was going to share with you those hidden settings that stops your AI voice assistant from saving recordings. So we'll go over those right now. So for Amazon Alexa, where you would find the settings for this would be in the Alexa app, and you go to More and Settings, and then you have Alexa Privacy, Manage Your Alexa Data. That's where you'll find that. So what is the switch called? It says don't save recordings. It used to be do not send voice recordings. So right now, as of this video, the switch is actually called don't save recording. So you want to switch that up, switch that on. Okay, so what does it really do? It deletes each request immediately after the cloud finishes processing it. So that's great news. Now, for the Google Assistant, you want to go into your phone settings or myactivity.google.com on the web browser and go into Data and Privacy and then Web and App Activity. So the switch is called Uncheck Include Voice and Audio Activity. So if you look for Include Voice and Audio Activity, uncheck that. So audio clips are no longer attached to your Google account. Wonderful thing. Lastly, we have Siri, Apple Siri and Apple Intelligence. So where do you find that? If you're on iOS on your phone or iPad OS, go into Settings and then Privacy and Security, and then go to Analytics and Improvements. So in Mac OS or Apple TV, it's the same path. You want to toggle off the switch called Improve Siri and Dictation. You want to turn that off. This stops Apple from retaining random snippets for human review. Raw audio is discarded once your request is parsed on the device. So in the end, the big wins that we can have out of having an AI voice assistant would be hands-free task, smarter answers, and also safety nets. Again, with keeping you on track on time with something, appointments, taking your medication, whatever that may be. Please, in the comment section, tell us about which demo you would like next. Would you like a smart home demo? Would you like health reminders or entertainment? And then also hit like if you've learned something here today. Subscribe and also ring the bell, because the next episode we will teach you about some of the aspects of Alexa, Gemini, and Siri. Hit the like button if you've learned something today. Also, you can subscribe and hit the bell, because in our upcoming episodes, we're going to go over each one of these AI voice assistants and create a routine that will make your mornings effortless. Again, thank you for watching. We're glad to have you, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there and enjoy your tech.